Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to a video, and today we're going to be talking about Final Fantasy 8 units, Seifer and CG Squall, or Lone... I don't remember what his name was, sorry. CG Squall. So, it's been a bit. I was trying to wait for the maintenance to be nearly over and they didn't change anything, so this is the up-to-date review for me. So there are some positives with Seifer. As well as STMR is decent for him, of course, but there aren't very many applications where you'd want to have two-handed greatsword at his evasion on when you can just have, you know, there's like Locke's dagger or Mastermind Zan's STMR with it as a dagger too. It's really only good for him. So if you really want to go for that, it's good for him, but not really good for anyone else. And I can't think of anyone else right now. But anyways. He can become a dodge provoke DPS type unit, almost like a prototype of what Vaughn wants to be, where Vaughn has way more stuff that he can do than compared to Seifer, but Seifer can do Earth and Dark AMOE chaining, and I forgot to put imbue, I think. Yeah, I forgot to put imbue, sorry, he does do Dark imbue and he does do Earth imbue, so there's that. And there's the evasions. So he has 50% passively with no TMR, 60% with TMR, and 80% with TMR and STMR equipped, 20-50% TH, which is very nice. All you have to do is just equip Martial Glove, and also Beast and Avian Killer, which is two of the most not so used chain or races, so it is what it is on that. So yeah, his provoke is actually tied to AMOE chaining, so you can provoke at the same time, so it's kind of like a good thing with that, right? So you can be your dodge provoker, but you can also chain with your regular DPS. Kind of like what Orin used to do when he was a breaker and he could DPS on the side. Very similar in a situation to that. Now, not all is picture perfect because there are some flaws. His modifiers are very low, just like how Orin's were. So he's not going to, you know, be at the top of the charts in terms of damage dealing. His zone burst is really garbage. It doesn't do anything other than like for arena, I guess, because it has like instant death and defense break. Just not very good. And if you're fighting a boss that has dispels, you're not gonna like to bring him along because he literally relies on provoking with the Yaksha Slice. If he gets dispelled, you no longer have a provoker. That's not good. And also, Yaksha Slice only lasts for one turn, so you kind of have to fit that into your rotation every turn. So you gotta remember to use that all the time. So there are cases where I've seen people on the JB side use him as the main DPS, as being like provoking, like dodge provoking DPS, and having two of them. He does have a cooldown, which allows him to have, you know, something similar to Dr. Aiden, where he has a bunch of stacks. It only lasts for one turn, but I think it only lasts for one turn. It gives like 20 stacks of evasion or something like that. So it's nice to have that, I guess. And he has, you know, he has a cooldown that gives like a 54 times mod or something like that, but he's still not going to be that insanely strong. And a very curiously odd thing, he also has something I don't know, I still don't know why he has it, but he has Earth Chaos Wave Awaken Chaining. But it's physical based, basically. I really don't know why he has it, but he has it, so if you find usefulness in that, then that's there for you. And there's this rotation, which I think is at least what I think his rotation is going to be. I've never used him on the JB side, so I just looked through his kit and I just thought that this is probably the best one you want to do. So there's that. Alright, so guys, remember, if you haven't watched my other reviews as of late, I'm going to start doing a numeral scale instead of a letter scale. So out of 10, what should I give him? Well, depends on how you value. If you value him as being a dodge provoker, then yeah, he's probably going to be an 8 out of 10. You don't need that. More like a 6 out of 10, because he just isn't anything special. So let's take it this way. Take the evasion off. Take the provoking off. What is he now? A very mediocre chainer that doesn't really do anything. So when you add all those things back in, he actually becomes an 8 out of 10 because he can do all of those things. So there's that. I think that it is what it is with that. So there we go. So 8 out of 10. when you looked at the unit as a whole. When you look at him just as a chainer, yeah, he's gonna be only like a 6 or like a 5 or 6 out of 10 because his modifiers are really low. But there's a point to that because he's not really meant to be your main chainer. He can be if you really want him to be. You just don't expect to like could be first in the finish line there. So there you go. 8 out of 10 and average. And we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next unit. Everybody's looking forward to him. Lone Lion Squall. So there we go with that. And unfortunately, as of this video, the only changes are that you can use his Lone Lion Spirit with his triple and dual cast, which is it's something. You can increase his modifiers of his chaining, but he's not really meant to be a ground chainer. His ground chaining is not nearly as bad as King Rain's was, but it's still not, you know, mind-blowing. He's far weaker than Raiden and other units that are ground chainers like that. So you really want to stick to him being a limit burst damage dealer, and just like how I talked about with Cloud, you want to have a thing where you have good amount of attack, good amount of limit burst damage, and good amount of killers. And eventually you'll just figure out that all those three things need to coexist together in order to make a good unit, like Cloud, like AC Cloud, and like Squall as well. Don't not go all in on either one of these categories, because you will end up not being able to do a lot of damage. So yeah, as of this video, that's the only change. I think I've done pretty good so far with no stiffling. There probably was like a few, but not that many. So I'll play him doing a good job with that. I'm trying. So yeah, his Olympus can only chain with a dupe, so you really don't want to be using him in Dark Visions to use his Olympus. You really want to if you're going to bring him to Dark Visions, you're going to use ground chaining, which is nice because he can be imbued with anything. He has non-elemental chaining, but at the same time he has fire and thunder if you need it for that, and also wind. I guess you can triple cast the wind attack because fortunately they did not give him wind imbue. I thought they would. Honestly thought that's something at least that would be helpful to him, but they didn't do that, so it is what it is. And I mean, his starter spray chaining is not the worst thing in the world. It's not like he's garbage. It's not like he's weaker than Hayu or something, but he's just not really known for that, to do that. And also 250% TDH with his TMR and 300% TDH with his TMR and STMR, so that's pretty good, right? Most people are recommending Black Sparky on him though, because of all those kind of things, but if you don't have Black Sparky and you just want to go all out on Squall, I mean, his STMR is very good for him still, just not the best for him on the global side, that is. And like I said in the cons there, like, no wind imbue. Why? I was really expecting them to at least do that. Anything else, do that. And his limit burst is either extreme Nova frames or I don't know how to say that. I never know how to say this. Auroral ray chaining. It's either one of those two things. I've always been under the assumption that it is extreme Nova frames with a very big delay, so you can't really do anything about it besides use a dupe. You can't. I think you can fit stuff inside of it, I've been told. I don't know. I've never really experimented because I've always just used a dupe. And also, no mod buffs, like no increase. Like, he didn't get any other changes, so there's no increased mods or anything like that. So he's not gonna be the next Spike like he was on the JP side, where it was Raiden and then it was Squall. So that's not happening this time around, unfortunately. So I wrote down his rotation down there below. I'm pretty sure this is what you would want to do. And now that you can take advantage of the Lion Spirit, it gives him some mod buffs. And also, don't be afraid to use it because yes, it gets rid of his limit burst bar, but at the same time, when you're using his chaining moves, it does give him limit burst crystals back. And if you have some support, you can get that back anyways. So it's not really that big of a deal. Everybody's sweating about, oh, it's going to cost his full limit burst bar to use this. And sure, maybe you don't consider that being very useful, but it does help him get more damage while his limit burst is down. And you can give him support in being able to do those kind of things. So yeah, at least the first and second turn are definitely something you want to do. First and second turn are the easiest ones to do. Third turn is whatever you guys want to do, honestly. So I think that's about it. In terms of rating, definitely an 8 out of 10. Just in general, because he can do a lot of things like dark vision, he can ground chain, he can be any element you want, just like how AC Cloud can be pretty much any element you want. I showcased that. And I mean, as a low versus damage dealer, yes, he's very strong, and he's gonna go head to head with Cloud, but everybody's gonna always ask who's stronger, AC Cloud or Squall. Like I will always say this, it depends on what year you have. If you can gear either or better, then that one will be better than the other. That's just how this goes. It's just how this goes. So overall, yeah, I think an 8 out of 10 is pretty good. He's not gonna be like a 9 or 10 out of 10, unfortunately. If he had Wind Imbue, that'd probably like an 8.5 out of 10, at least. It would give him something. And if he had more options, he would have been much higher up there. But 8 out of 10 is still pretty damn good, I would have to say. But unfortunately, I really hate to deliver the bad news, because I am also a Final Fantasy VIII fan, and I was disappointed that they just don't care anymore, guys. They don't care about mainline Final Fantasies. I've said this before, the Terra, the CG Terra banner was a red flag when they didn't do anything for her. This is a red flag with like those glowing arrows that are pointing to it. That's how very much of a red flag this is. That they just don't care about mainline Final Fantasies. They only care about Brave Exvius characters. And yes, it is the game is called Brave Exvius, but I mean, if you're gonna bring these other characters in, you should probably at least help them out a little bit more than this. So, you guys disagree or agree? If you liked the video, please give a like. If you didn't like the video, please give a dislike. And if you watch all the way through to the end of this video, type in #Lion. #Lion will be the keeper for the name of this video. Thank you guys for watching, and hope you guys like these reviews. I want to keep doing them, so please give me some feedback. Give me a like or give me a dislike. It really helps out. Either or is fine by me. I don't care. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.